What a gorgeous afternoon. Let's see these waves crashing up over the bit of esplanade here in Ventnor. Cracking, isn't it, for as in mid-November? No, it's not, mid-December. Black-headed gull having a go at me. Well, I was asking for food actually. Let's go around here and have a look at these waves a bit. Just waiting for Frodo the dog to arrive so I can take him for a walk. Try not to get drenched. So I can get through here before the next wave comes over. Yeah, no problem. It's going to get a bit stormy over the weekend with any luck, or at least a bit breezy. Probably not properly stormy, but it's actually quite calm, isn't it? Look at those clouds, beautiful. When the sun comes out, it's really quite mild. If the breeze wasn't quite so sharp, it would be quite a warm day. When the sun goes in though, when the clouds cover the sun, it gets really chilly. Come on, let's have a decent wave before Frodo turns up. So where are we? Mid-December 2024. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, there's a bit of a breeze. That's cold. Couple of sets with more waves. Marvellous. Should be here any moment, the dog, with any luck. I did say meet at Tony's tea room, which is actually down there where I'm parked. So maybe she's over there, Frodo and her owner, Avril. Go and have a look in a minute. No sign along there. One of my little side hustles, taking Frodo the dog for a walk, which I do about once every 6 weeks. So it's not a very good side hustle. Hour and a half dog walk, but it all helps. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber, and tell me what the sound quality is like. I've got one of these new DJI mic minis, which is a brand new microphone. It's just come out and it's tiny compared to the mic 2 that I've been using. I've still got the mic 2, so it just means I've got 2 really good microphones, so I can if I interview people, if I find another van dweller and want to do an interview, for instance, then I've got 2 microphones, which is really handy. So I don't know where Avril is with Frodo. Is that her up there? Near Salisbury Gardens? It might be. You won't be able to see her from here. Certainly see somebody. So yeah, I got this new microphone, but it's quite a lot cheaper than the Mic 2, which came with a Osmo Pocket 3 camera that I'm filming this on. It'll be interesting to hear your views on whether the sound quality you're hearing now is comparable to the more expensive Mic 2 microphone. Hopefully it's sufficiently close not to be able to tell the difference. Yeah, here comes Frodo up the top. Not sure what loop to take Frodo on. You can come along with me, I'll film it obviously. Nice opportunity to get a video. I'll switch you off for a minute until I've got the dog. Right, we have Frodo, he's eager to get going as you can see, and we have a takeaway cup of coffee, decaf. Right, let's go for a wander. Just a gimbal. Hold on, Frodo. Let me get my coffee. It's going to be interesting. Triple tasking, filming, drinking coffee and walking. Fairly, at times, boisterous doggo. This person's reversing, I think. Are they? Do they know what they're doing? Right, no, they're not reversing, so let's go up this way. No, what are they doing? They're going up there, are they? Right. Yeah, this is next to impossible. Come around this way, doggo. Good boy. Good boy. So I've had a bit of a mini catastrophe this morning. My MacBook seems to be conking out, so it kept losing power for some reason this morning when I was doing some video editing. So even when I got it plugged in, it would just shut down, and it kept doing that. So I'm hoping, I mean, it's quite old now, that MacBook, so what I'm hoping I don't have to do is to invest in a replacement, but I think I might have to, because it is old and it's quite slow. And I'm probably going to get, if I do need to replace it, I'll probably get an iPad. Got the iPad mini. Oh, stop pulling, Frodo. He's pulling. Yeah, probably get an iPad mini. How am I going to do this? Yeah, you're just going to have to stop pulling me, Frodo. Oh, I'll drink the coffee a bit quicker. Oh, he's very keen on his walk, aren't you? Aren't you, buddy? You're very keen on your walk. And you don't want me to stop, do you? Or slow down. Eh? 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 Soppy thing. Oh dear. Right. Let's give it another go. Don't pour me too much, doggo. It's not too bad, are you? Good boy. Good boy. When I say good boy, he expects a treat, because that's normally what happens. But I don't want to use them all up, because it's not a very short walk. Yeah, so I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to hang around this shelter, finish this coffee, and then I'll have 2 hands free. So yeah, I think what I'll do, if the computer is knackered, and I think it is, then I'll get a iPad with I won't go for the Magic keyboard, I don't think. I'll go for the Logitech Combo Touch keyboard, because yeah, the modern iPads are vastly better than the old MacBook I've got in terms of computing power. So editing videos will be much better on a modern iPad. And I'll be able to do all my book writing on it as well. And it'll be a lot smaller and lighter than what I'm currently using, which will definitely be a good thing. Right, coffee drunk. Let's go for a walk, Frodo. You'll be pleased to hear me faffing around. Right, let's go up the slope. Dog is completely confused, doesn't know where we're going. Come on. Oh, blue tick calling up there. Come this side, buddy. Thank you. That's it, that side. Oh dear, my hands are cold. Really must invest in some gloves. Merino, if anyone's tried merino wool gloves, do tell me in the comments section. They're not cheap, but I've heard that merino wool is good insulating, so it might be a good winter glove. I always find that my fingers get really cold when I wear just normal gloves. I did have a leather pair, which that didn't happen so much, but just normal like ski gloves or something like that, I just can't wear them. So my fingertips just get incredibly cold for some reason. But I'm wondering if a merino wool kind of liner, very thin liner, thermal type liner, might be a thing to get. So Robin just flew over. Bath Road is still closed because the council still hasn't sorted this wall out. It's got to have been almost 2 years now since that wall collapsed. It's quite extraordinary. You wouldn't get that on the mainland. But Isle of Wight Council is basically absent. Doesn't do anything. Although they were here this morning, one of their traffic wardens issuing parking tickets. Apart from that, the Isle of Wight Council doesn't do anything in the Undercliff. But this wall here has been repaired, so they do very occasionally do some things. Frodo's having a sniff. Now he's having a wee in somebody's garden. Don't do that, Frodo. Sorry to interrupt, but so they've underpinned the wall here rather than rebuilding it, which seems like a sensible thing to do. Seems to have done the job. Let's see over the next few months if it moves anymore. So yeah, if any of you have an iPad, thinking of an iPad Pro rather than an iPad Air, tell me what you think of it as a piece of kit for things like writing, video content creation, sort of editing videos and using Excel spreadsheets are the main things I'm going to use it for. You're very slow today, Frodo. You're very slow today. Very slow today, yes you are, yes you are. Yeah, so one thing you can't do with those iPads, with the operating system on those iPads, is do any kind of statistical programming or computer programming, neither of which I particularly do, but because I'm doing some stuff at the university, it will require me to analyse some data, and there's a programming language called R, just the letter R, which kind of most statistical analysis is done on these days, but you can't use it on an iPad. So you can use that bit of software on a MacBook in that operating system. It's really something Apple needs to sort out, really. Enabling somehow their operating system on the Mac, on the iPads, to allow people to do Python script writing and R statistical analysis kind of script writing, because that's a big use case really. Because lots of students have iPads. A lot more sciencey type students would have iPads if you could use them for computer programming and statistical analysis. Don't know if you can use SPSS, which is a computer program that quite a few undergrads use. It's not a very good statistical program. Don't know if there's a version of that you can use on a Mac, sorry, on an iPad. I wouldn't want to use that anyway, because it's a student, really, piece of student software rather than a proper piece of software for more academic kind of use. Oh, it's chilly. Where are we going to go, Frodo? I haven't worked out the route yet. Maybe I'll let him lead the way, tell me where we're going to go. Whew. Sorry to slow you down, dog. Nice to scan around a bit. Yeah, I think we're going to go around here, aren't we? Yeah, let's go this way. So yeah, any future contributions to buymeacoffee.com to me via Buy Me a Coffee or via my PayPal link will all go towards replacing my computer, I think. Because I think I'm going to have to do that. Like I say, do comment in the comment section if you've used an iPad Pro, because I've got an iPad Mini. You're crazy, dog. You can't see what he's doing, but he's a bit of a nutter dog, aren't you? Aren't you, Frodo? Aren't you? Been a good boy, though. Good boy. Do you want a treat? Is that what you're... Do you really think you've earned a treat? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, why not? Oh, crunchy. It's quite funny. Not funny, but quite interesting. On the roofs of this old people's home here is a gull colony. So seagulls, herring gulls and lesser blackback gulls, that kind of thing. The urban ones, the ones that live in towns these days, they nest on roofs. And this lot have chosen the roof of the old people's place. So it must be really noisy, which is not ideal if you're an old person trying to get some sleep. But as far as I know, they're allowing the gull colony to remain. They haven't tried to clear them off, which wouldn't be difficult, but I should imagine in the morning it's quite noisy, especially when there are chicks to be fed all summer. If you've ever had herring gulls nesting on your roof, you'll know what a noisy species they are. The babies constantly whining for food from their parents. I love them personally. I think it would be an honour to have herring gulls on a roof of a house. Not on the roof of my car, that would be a bit silly. But I've not had to live with it, so it might be horrible. Though they probably think the same way about us, having to live amongst all these messy, noisy humans. Ah dear. Let me know what your plans are for Christmas in the comments section. So my plans, I'm going to go and see my mum, who lives in Wootton on the Isle of Wight. See her for Christmas Day. Before that, I'm just going to be hanging around in Ventnor, doing lots of videos, hopefully. Not sure I'll be able to edit them unless I might have to start editing on the iPad Mini, which is a bit small for that. You going to have a poo at all, doggo? Excuse my language, but you know. I'm not going to film him having a poo, by the way. Don't worry about that. This is normally when he... Yeah, there he goes. Right, let's stop filming him. Give him some privacy. It's the most inconvenient time to do it because there's not a dog bin for miles around. But let's pick it up. Right, job done. Well done, Frodo. Let's go up these steps, I think. Oh. Yeah, so just loiter around here for Christmas and then probably into the new year. Gonna have to find some more work locally. Maybe back in the museum, probably not. Sniffing everything, Frodo. Oh, just managed to confuse the gimbal there again, which I'm very good at doing that. Deary me. Good work, Frodo, dragging me up the steps. Wouldn't have the energy otherwise. So yeah, my barefoot walking, running experience has resulted or ended in me going back to conventional shoes. Hold on, let me show you my conventional shoes. As you can see, without the wide toe gap, toe box. The reason being is because my heels were getting quite painful, and I think the lack of some cushioning on the heels was causing me problems. But that is one of the theories of the barefoot shoe philosophy sort of thing, is that you shouldn't have any cushioning on the soles of your feet. But I was finding that was giving me pains. Lovely robin there singing away. Stop now. There he goes again. Alright, let's go up this way. Head up zigzag. So yeah, the wide toe box was definitely a good thing. So my toes were spreading out a bit and becoming more kind of tactile, and they were being used more. But my heels were feeling painful. I think it's just because I walk so much on this sort of stuff, asphalt and concrete and paving slabs, that it was just pounding away too much. So I think what I need to find is a pair of barefoot shoes that have slightly more cushioning underneath, or even slightly thicker socks, which is fine for the winter, not so good for the summer. But so I'm not as convinced by the whole barefoot thing as I was in my kind of context, where I do a lot of walking on hard ground. Although the people that are convinced by barefoot walking and running kind of suggest that that shouldn't be a massive issue, because in the African savannah, where we evolved and where we've still got all that kind of evolutionary kind of legacy, that's pretty hard pan ground. I mean, that's not soft ground, the African savannah. A lot of it's pretty hard, rock hard. So in theory, we should be pretty well adapted to walking on pretty solid ground. We weren't running around on golf courses, springy turf. That's not what we are adapted to at all in our kind of African evolutionary past. So in theory, we should be able to cope. But I was certainly getting pains in my ankles, and yes, those pains have gone away since I got back into my more conventional shoes with a bit of cushioning underneath. So make of that what you will. But I'm going to look for some barefoot shoes that got the wide toe box and a bit more cushioning under the sole especially. Or the heel, I mean, not the sole, the heel of the foot. Because it's the heel strike that was causing me pains. What a beautiful view. So I used to live up on Ocean View Road, which is just kind of just up there, a lot higher than this, or a few zigs and zags up from here, which gave panoramic views over the sea. I would just sit up in the garden, which is raised above the house itself, and just look out to sea this kind of view every morning. God, I wish I was making YouTube videos back in those days. Although now I can literally park anywhere and walk everywhere. So I'm still home, still in my hometown of Ventnor. I'm just not in one of these brick blocks called houses. Oh, you're very, very chilled out today, Frodo. You'd normally be walking all over the place. But you're just quite content just to hang around, aren't you? Sniffing everything. Because you don't normally get up on this route with Avril and Co. You normally have other walking routes. All the smells and along here are all new to you. So new dogs, new territories being marked by other dogs to check out and read what's going on locally via the scent marking. You're not laying down many of your own scents. Thought you'd be weeing everywhere. Can't see any black red starts on the old cabbage palm over there. Cordyline pine, is that what it is? Is that the same as cabbage palm? Not sure, but the little white berries on cabbage palm are just superb for black red starts and robins, and normally cleared out by the wood pigeons by now because they love them too. And there's an awful lot of wood pigeons around here. They're all going for the ivy berries now. Love this old wild clematis. Big thick stem of wild clematis there. Some leaves still. Clematis leaves there. And Old Man's Beard, the seed heads of wild clematis. Traveller's Joy is the other name. Marvellous. Oh, just Frodo's frowning at me, aren't you, Frodo? I'm slowing him up, cramping his style a bit, I think. Right, we're going to go up this way, buddy. Having a sniff, are we? Oh, lovely. Right, quick, this car coming, let's get across. Oh, I know, it's all too hard, isn't it, Frodo? Too hard. Oh. Well, you think you deserve a treat, do you? You've been a good boy. Good boy. Oh. Scrummy. Come on, buddy, let's go. Out this way. So we have exactly a year now for me to set up enough income from YouTube, and oh, look at this red hot poker, isn't that cool? Lovely red flower spikes. Yeah, exactly a year, December till December 2025, to build up enough income streams from YouTube and book writing and course creation, which I've not started yet, and affiliate links to and support from you people via buymeacoffee.com and that kind of stuff, to enable me to have a self-sustaining lifestyle, creating these videos, jackdaw calling, and then I can be fully location independent. Hopefully get a bigger, better van to live in and travel around a lot more. Still lots of videos from Ventnor because it's my hometown and I'll always be based here. But then I'll go out on longer trips. Lots of wood pigeons, lots of there's the ivy berries, which the wood pigeons adore. So yeah, I've got exactly a year to get all of that in place. Let's see if I can do it. If you've not subscribed to the channel, now is your opportunity to do so. I don't know why they call it a subscribe button, because it gives people the impression it's a subscription, which implies you have to pay, which you don't. It's just a follow button really. Follow the channel by pressing the subscribe button. Look at that view, that is stunning. I'm going to do a video of climbing up to the summit of that hill soon, St Boniface down. Don't have the energy today and I can't really do it with Frodo because it'll knacker him out too much. I think that's me making excuses, it'll knacker me out too much. Frodo will be fine, would be fine, but we're not going to do it, are we Frodo? Not today. Don't forget, if you want to see more content from Ventnor and more content about nature writing, my book writing endeavours and whatever else, go over to my other YouTube channel, which is Steve Jones Wild Writer. I think there's a link to that in the description below this video, because there's more content there. So jackdaws, they'll be going to roost soon, I suppose. There's the bus. Number 3 going to Newport. Really is lovely here, just tucked away, sheltered by the undercliff. There's a really keen breeze, but you really can't feel it at all down here. It's really lovely and sheltered. I think we might go down South Grove. Should we go that way, Frodo? Aha, there's a bin. Put your poop in there, buddy. Really didn't want to see me doing that, did you? Should we whiz across before a car comes? Get on you. That's Grove Road, going down that way. And we are going on to South Grove Road. Is there a road sign? Can't have a wee in the middle of the road, doggo. There's no road sign on South Grove, it would seem, or this end of South Grove. Oh yeah, there is. Up on the house. South Grove Road. This is a good van, this one. Nathaniel's van. So if I was going to get a big van, I'd probably get one of these. Look how square it is, which is ideal when you want to do the carpentry, the woodwork for all the panelling and the units inside. Really, really good for a van dweller van. He's done a really nice van building there. Hope he doesn't mind me showing you. Lovely looking van, that one. Nice big roof rack as well. Got some really good solar on there. But yeah, if I was going to get a van, this would be the one I'd probably go for. Something like that. Don't know if you can hear the goldfinches all singing away up there. This garden always used to have a load of bird feeders in it, so I assume they still have. That's what's attracted the goldfinches. My voice is going. So yeah, I can't wait until whenever the shortest day is, because then everything starts to turn. So I noticed in Falmouth, where I was a week or so ago, there were a load of daffodils poking up. It's always very early down in the far southwest where all the daffodil growing takes place, but there were daffodils in the amenity grassland beginning to poke up on one or two flowers. We'll soon begin to see those here as well. And the snowdrops and winter aconites. And although they're wintry kind of things, by January some of those will be in flower. And to my mind, that's not quite the beginning of spring, not in January anyway. But it's all good signs. So the last two summers have been windy. So kind of hoping next summer will be not a windy summer. We could do with a long, hot, settled summer. The first COVID summer was superb. And I was living in the Berlingo at that time. So I was in lockdown in my van in Ventnor during the first really bad lockdown, when everyone was told they had to stay at home or they'll get shot or whatever it was, which was all, with good reason, keeping people apart to slow the transmission. But I was in my little van and I was loving it because it was a long hot summer, living in the van down by the beach. I was told off by the police once, telling me I'm not allowed to drive to beauty spots. I didn't actually tell them I was living in my van, I just said sorry and pretended to go, and then they lost interest after a while. really don't see police that often in Ventnor, and they weren't really patrolling that often, thankfully, so I was able to spend that long warm summer. When was it? Was it 2020? Because it all kicked off, didn't it, in autumn 2019, I think. So that 2020 summer was just wonderful. From my point of view, obviously for people that were genuinely locked down in houses and they had underlying medical issues, which meant they really did have to stay indoors and keep away and try not to catch COVID. For those people, it must have been hell being stuck at home most of the time, especially if you lived in tower blocks in cities, London or Southampton or Bristol, those kind of places. It must have been horrible. But strangely enough, living in a van was actually a bonus during the COVID lockdowns. But anyway, yeah, it would be nice to have another long hot summer. If all goes to plan, this may well be my last December the 19th in the UK, because every winter going forward after this one, I'm hoping to be able to be overseas somewhere warm. I get headaches now in the cold, and I get achy joints in the cold, so I can't really stay here any more winters. It's okay in the van, oddly enough. It's not really overnight. I'm fine in the van overnight, or in the car overnight. It's during the day when I'm walking around and when I'm awake that the headaches come on and the achy joints come on, and it's brought on by the cold weather. What's the time? Let's see which way we should go, Frodo. It depends on the time. 19 minutes past 5, so we're going to go down this way. Get you back to your owner. Come on, mate. I know you think you're going to be walked home now, don't you? But we're not, because your owner is down on the seafront, down at Tony's Tea Room. So that's where we're going to go. Right. Ah, yeah. Look at that sky. It's beautiful. I'm hoping this little camera does it justice. I'm sure it does, because it's a very good little camera, this one. I do love it. Wonder when DJI is going to come out with the next version of this. This is the Osmo Pocket 3, and it can't be long until they come up with a Osmo Pocket 4. Be interesting to see what changes they make, because from my point of view it's just about perfect. But I'm sure they can do something to make it even better. I do sometimes confuse the little gimbal, as you've noticed. I mean, you'll see one bit of the video earlier where the gimbal just went haywire. Don't know how I managed to do that, but I do. So if they could fix that, there's probably a software update that could fix that. But I don't intend to buy another one of these things, because this camera should last me a fair few years, because it's blooming decent quality. I actually upload the content as 1080p, although it's shot as 4K, just because it takes so much longer to upload in 4K res. So I'm currently recording this as 4K 30. What's that? 4K 30 frames per second, I assume. I assume that's what it means, but I upload it as 1080p, which is obviously a lower quality. God, I'm getting quite tired now, all this talking. Ah, dear. Try and get the drone up this afternoon if it's not too windy down on the beach. We'll see what it's like when I get down there. Grove car park, which is really good for migrant birds in the autumn. If you want to see black redstarts, this is another good spot to see them, especially earlier in the year in October. When they first arrive, they love the thatched roof. It's really good for insects. And they love the spire of the church. St Catherine's Church spire up there as well. The old slabs of green sand that they built the church spire with warms up in the sun, which attracts the flies and that to sun themselves or warm up. And that attracts the black redstarts, which eat the flies. Sycamores looking very wintry. Look at that lovely, the way the sun has caught the spire there. So I'm very much an atheist, but I do love these old churchyards and churches. Absolutely gorgeous. We'll have to do a video of all the churchyards and cemeteries in the Undercliff.
Come on, good boy. Come on, Bentley. Don't get alone. He's got a waggy tail, but leave him alone.
It's been good actually. He quite often gets carried away, Frodo, but he's been very, yeah, well behaved. Good boy, Frodo. Do you want a treat? Do you want a treat? Good boy. Oh, you're tired, aren't you? Oh, you want to get back to Avril, your owner. Sorry, not your owner, your companion, your human buddy. Look at that, beautiful. Can't beat a view like that, can you? Sunlit church spire in the Ventnor Undercliff, the Isle of Wight Undercliff. So to repeat myself, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. And press the like button for the video. If you want to support the channel, you can do so via buymeacoffee.com, a link to which is in the description to this video. There's a Rex Cinema building, or sorry, the building that replaced the Rex Cinema. I can just about remember the old Rex Cinema in the 90s before it was demolished and replaced with that thing. The perpetually unoccupied, whatever it is. I'm sure there are people living in there, it's just at night there never seem to be any lights on. Or usually one or two. Oh, look at that, it's beautiful. Nice, nice house here too. And the rock. Nice little landscape feature this. It's a shame about these horrible bollardy things around it, but the rock itself is rather lovely. Let's have a look at it from over here. God, the sun is so low. But then I suppose it is setting. Massive slab of green sand rock. Was it upper green sand or lower green sand? Can't remember. Right, Frodo, I guess we better get you home, hadn't we? Should we get you home? Or not home, get you down to Tony's tea room so you can say hello to Avril. Say hello to everybody. No, you don't want to, you just want to get home. Get to Tony's tea room. Let's go down these steps here. Turn right. Right, this is right. Soppy dog. Sorry, I'm the one being soppy. Dogs don't speak human language. They've got more sense. They speak their own language, which is mainly scent. You smelt a foxy there, even I can smell that. Very pungent. Come on, buddy. Ugh. You were telling me you wanted to get home and now you're scent marking everywhere. Chatting to the foxes via scent marks. The badgers come up and down here as well. This way. I know it's all very confusing, but if you remember, Avril, your companion, dropped you off at Tony's tea room, so that's where we're going. Tell me in the comments section if I should get a dog, a little whippet or something for the car. Would that be a bit mean? I mean, it would hardly ever be in the car, it would be in there overnight with me, keeping me warm. And me keeping him warm. But he'd be out and about all day, every day. Trouble is, what to do over the winter when I'm not here. It would have to be a very socialised doggo, with lots of buddies around Ventnor that you could stay with for the 2 months I'd be away each winter. So I'd probably go mid-December to mid-February each winter, 2 months. Is that 2 months? Yes. So I don't know how practical it would be to have a dog under those circumstances. Obviously my mum could look after him and my sister maybe. Or there might even be people locally that can help. Would that be fair though? If I went into Europe over the winter, went down south into the Algarve or went down, you know, if I could drive there basically, which I can't do going to Southeast Asia, if I could drive there then take the doggo with me for the winter, go down to the Adriatic to Montenegro, Macedonia, Croatia, that kind of area. The dog would love it down there. So when I did that, I could take the dog with me. It wouldn't be very warm down there though, would it, in winter? It'd be windy along the Adriatic coast. Could go into Italy, it would probably be quite mild, southern Italy I suppose. Go down into Greece, Albania, Greece. Kosovo, I'd like to go there in winter. It wouldn't be warm in Kosovo in winter there, I don't think. I'd have to check that, do a bit of research, see where I could drive to that would be warm from the UK. American van lifers have it a lot better than we do because they can just drive into Florida in winter or go over to California or something.
Right, I hid it.
So I assume she's ducked inside, Avril. Maybe. Yeah, there she is. And there is Flea. Flea me car. So thank you for coming along. Do subscribe if you haven't already done so. And I shall see you at the next video, whenever that will be. So I hope you're enjoying this video about Ventnor and the Undercliff. If so, then don't forget there are 2 books that I've written. One, Birdwatching Around Ventnor, creatively named, and the second one is Wildlife Watching Around Ventnor. Just short books about the local area that are the subject of this video. Available on Amazon. I'll put a link below for this video, and you can also order it from the library, and it's available in all major bookshops, both of these little booklets, and in a few shops along the Esplanade like the Longshoremen's Museum and Lady Scarlet's tea room as well. But yeah, I'll put a link to the description if you want a slightly deeper dive into the Isle of Wight Undercliff. Then these 2 little booklets might be of interest to you. Just go onto Amazon otherwise and just search for Steve Jones and Ventnor and you should find them.